Welcome, one and all, weekly astrology horoscope. This is the Peace Dealer, and we get into this galactic revelation. It's very important that I address you. You are a-okay. There are some deep, dark. This moon in Capricorn over Pluto has revealed that you're still dealing with some inner shadow work. You're being exposed to certain facets of your life that you may not necessarily feel you could either transcend or get past. You may definitely feel like you're impotent in some area. But let me not be as blunt. Um, Let me not be as vague. Because when I really mean that you may be feeling like you're dealing with some inner shadow work, there's what I had said from last week or a video before is that your dark side is going to be fighting your vessel for power over your conscious. And, like Becky Rose, who's been in the underworld. By the way, I'm looking at the chat if you see my eyes constantly shifting. So I'm looking at the live chat. So shout out to everyone in the live chat. What's popping? Horoscope. But, some of you, your dark sides are kicking your butts. Others of you, you have a good control over, letting your shadow take you over. But it's very important that you acknowledge right now an area of your life you may be giving in to your own shortcomings. All right. One of the beautiful things about life is that it's perfection. Perfection does exist. All right. Perfection does exist as perfect. But, you know, as far as certain areas of you being perfect, you don't necessarily have to be, which really means at large length that, you want to open up to yourself kind of tripping. And some of you may be coming to the realization that a certain addiction or a certain bad habit is running your life. Control, and it's really bringing is no joke. The 12th house thing is no joke, but it's really bringing in a greater acknowledgement and awareness of deep-seated issues. Some of these deep-seated issues are ways you relate with others, or certain personal private things that you've been, or hiding under the rug. This is really all making you aware of the shadow that you shadow for this, but it's making it a darker facet. This is all the sneak peek of Jupiter going back in Scorpio. But the first thing to acknowledge is that you're going through this. The reason why I'm starting is that all I think we're back. All right. So, do this for y'all. The reason why I don't just like this computer and just throw the monitor down is because I'd have to buy a new monitor, and that's just gonna be like inconvenient. But I do this for you. I fight to do this for you because this is real interference. I just had a reading with someone right now who remarked how she was able to like see the interference personally. All right. Some of you Aquarius, well, you know the interference be happening as soon as we speak. And like we just shared a paranormal experience. I started talking about, you know, the deeper meaning of going through a spiritual awakening, and they cut me off. I need to let you know the only reason why the interference is a lot more real, the reason why you can see it more is because Mercury is in Virgo. This is what Mercury in Virgo is trying to show you. Like a lot of these things are not just concepts, but let me just keep it going. The reason why I want to take some time to talk about this interference is this is a huge part of not only this transit, but there's not an astrological transit that can explain the spiritual interference that we're experiencing, because the spiritual warfare is something that goes on like all the time. So I kind of love when this type of shit happens because like my internet literally just cut. Right? Again, my internet just it just cut off. So really, really, whenever I interfere, really listen to the stuff that I was just about to say. Especially if I can't get mind swiped, it's still ultimately dope. And what I'm really saying is that this awakening that you're continuing to go through, one of the biggest misconceptions is that you go through an awakening and you awaken and that's it. Like awakening is a journey, awakening is a process. It's not just an awakening, it's an awakening journey. All right. And a lot of you journey are finally segueing to the portion of this journey and outside of the evolution, you know what I mean? Some of you, a rare few of you have passed the journey part, and now you're stepping into the mastery path and assisting other people who are on their awakening journey. Okay, so think back to when you've awakened. Some of you have not really awakened. It's hard to think this though you haven't awakened, because just like onions that peel the layer of finding our inner self, we also have multiple awakenings. We kind of wake up in different levels, all right, to higher dimensions. This week alone, everyone around the world is going to awaken. No matter how spiritual you think you are, no matter how like awakened you think you are, everyone is going to awaken to an even higher level of consciousness. And that's the really cool thing about Aquarius Leo. It's intergalactic. Everybody can get it. It's like a galactic. So one thing is galactic revelations are all going to come from other people. This full moon that we're having is activating the 7th house. So we're connecting our hearts, and people are just going to be channeling knowledge to you about yourself. Even they're just going to be like, oh, hell, I know that. Oh my God. Although some of them, the Aquarius is just going to be like, yeah, I already knew this. I'm going to reveal this to you now. But yeah, it's important though, because it's not only going to encourage you engaging with other people, whether they come to you or you go to them, but it's also going to establish a more profound awareness of how a healthy spirituality is, because it's easy to be confused about what spirituality truly is. But before we explain that, I would like to share. Am I gone again? I'm gone again? Oh my God. Oh my God. I would like to share an important meditation with you. So Wingstar, you said Majora's Mask. That's so interesting because I started watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm on episode 3 right now, and I channeled that Majora's Mask and a mask Jim Carrey somehow linked to my life's path. It's weird. But yeah, I'm not necessarily sure what the hell is going on. You guys, I got cut off again. We're going to step into a meditation, and told me to tell you before. I didn't listen to spirit. So if you don't really understand, because it's so convenient for me to say this now, before I got on, spirit was like, tell people to brace yourselves because there's going to be a lot of interference this chat. But I was like, I don't want to tell them that because I feel like if I said that can cause it to happen, and that's not having the right attitude. But I mean, we just had like 2 interferences right off the jump. It's not even like 20 minutes yet. So brace yourselves, because we're even starting. We're going to step right now into a very, 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 very important week. But really, I was going to say important meditation. So this meditation is going to Wingstar. DL is a bitch. I do agree. Excuse my language. But yes, we're going to step into a very powerful meditation that will very profoundly fill your energy body with light. And the reason why this is important to do right now is right now, when we fill our light bodies with light, you're going to see some people who are watching, because not everyone who's watching is in the live chat, but there's some people who are watching that are not going to fill their body with light because they don't want to fill their body with light because they're dark lords, or they're just dark and they're negative losers who are trying to suppress. And you're going to find that the light that you build your energy with will kind of push them out. So this is a great meditation to start the broadcast with. The purpose of this meditation that we're going to do right now, this very moment, is to fill your energy body with light, because you're going to take this week. And this light that we're sharing is the reason why this light is that powerful is because we're all doing it together. This is one of the great things about these meditations that we do. I really like to bring back to your focus. The reason why they're so potent, the reason why they work, is because we're all doing it together. The power of numbers. And the whole, I'm lighting stage right now, the whole fact that we can do this at the convenience of just a live chat should really key you into something. This is Mercury and Virgo opposite Neptune and Pisces right now, because how real is this to you? Neptune and Pisces really wants to ask, how real is this spirituality to you? How real is spirituality to you? Because is this something that you believe only when it's convenient, that you really understand? When people come up to you and tell you that they're being psychically interfered, do you believe them? Or do you think they're saying what they're saying so that they can get out of whatever they're doing? All right? When people are, how do you deal with people battling dark forces? Do you only believe when you're in a bad mood, you're not getting something you want, or are you, aware that dark flow exists with light forces as much as electrons coexist with protons and neutrons. This is very important as we shift Virgo season soon, because you're going to be put in check. Saturn is going to test who's really about the spiritual path and who isn't. Who's really about their awakening journey and who isn't. And the reason that what I started the broadcast with was to really kind of like share that some of you are on your awakening journey and you've gotten off path. Some of you have gotten off path of your awakening journey. Some of you are not necessarily achieving what you know you're supposed to achieve, and you're stuck. You're like in a ditch, or you're just going slow, and you're feeling either guilt or shame because you feel like you're not necessarily at a certain place where you're supposed to be. You understand, you are under no obligation to prove anything to anyone. This is not their life. This is your life, all right? And what Pluto in Capricorn is trying to show you, again, 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 the same time, again. For real. Hold up. Okay. Are we back? Because this is the second time. This is the second time talking about the same thing. So this just happened again when I was about to make the same point that I was going to make before. All right. And this is because the dark forces don't want you to know, okay, Pluto in Capricorn and is ruled by Scorpio. So they are watching us. The ETs are, but this is something worse than ETs, because what's happening is they're permeating through the frequencies before our spirit guides can really do anything. It's just like surging the connection. Trust me, this interference is not being done to stop me, by the way. Don't think that this interference is, we need to stop him from doing this message. It's not to stop me. This interference is a power move. This interference is to show me we can do this. We can do this. So look, what I was going to say after the meditation, but I have to tell you now, is that this Scorpio embargo is real. I'm talking about Scorpio embargo. Some of y'all don't take me seriously. Some of y'all think it's a joke. When I say the scorpionic vibration has placed an embargo so that I cannot reveal its mysteries and secrets, I really mean it. To a messenger, it's a huge blow, because we depend on being able to channel all 12 realms of consciousness. So we have a message to speak. Once I start to channel Scorpio or anything plutonic, poof, it's like, for those who understand channeling, when you feel of what your mind is now going to disseminate and then come out, when you try and channel that Pluto Scorpio, it's like nothing's there. That's because they did a force field, okay? And Scorpio is that sign that can do energetic shields, Scorpio and Taurus, so that they can cloak. If you have Pluto on your rising, if you have Pluto on your moon, you can do invisibility. You can cloak your energy, okay? So you guys really have to like bear with me here, because when you talk about 8th house, when you talk about 12th house, all right, when you talk about Scorpio and Pisces, this is literally energy that is a mystery. Like, it's totally a mystery. Like, a mystery is the fact. This is why Taurus is vague. This is where Taurus gets its vague nature from, because it's opposite a mystery. It's opposite an enigma. This is specifically something you cannot understand. So like, the whole vibration behind Scorpio is that you cannot understand it. The whole vibration behind Pisces is, it's not really real. You can't understand something that's not really there. So you may be trying to understand. This is where Leo clashes with Scorpio all the time, or Aquarius, because they try and understand something that is not meant to be understood. Someone asked, how can the embargo be lifted? When will a Scorpio ever, like, whenever Taurus and Scorpio will ever compromise, or for some reason admit they were wrong, that's when never, never. Okay, now in Scorpio's shoes, Scorpio has secrets that it needs to protect. And Scorpio is a part of the gods and goddesses who think it's wrong for higher beings to reveal secrets to humans. All right, it's not even so much that I'm revealing secrets, it's that I'm expressing this deeper occult knowledge to human consciousness. All right. This is what makes the eighth house taboo. This is what makes occult knowledge hidden. The embargo does not influence water signs because the water signs already know. So the way that the embargo influences water signs is like water signs will want to tell you the truth, but every time they try and tell you the truth, they get interfered. Like water signs are like in a horror movie. They're trying to say, the monster's right behind you. But it's like, they can't say anything. Water, and this is what makes water so misunderstood. Like a Scorpio or a Cancer will try and show you what's in your face, but every time they do, they get interrupted, they get interfered. You won't understand it. They don't know how to put it in words. That's interference. That's the embargo. That's the embargo. So don't think that Scorpios are doing the embargo. The embargo even affects Sun and Moon in Scorpio, because the Sun and Moon in Scorpio is not a Scorpio. A Sun and Moon in Scorpio only represents it. So I'm talking about the energy they represent. When I talk about a zodiac sign, I'm not talking about the actual Sun and Moon. I just talk about the actual energy. All right. You might have your Sun in Libra, but you are not Libra. You are not Libra. You have Aries in you too. You have Taurus in you too. So just like Sun and Scorpio is under Smith, you have a place in your chart where you have Scorpio is my 7th house cusp. So it's hard to be understood in relationships for that same reason. This is also affecting you, even if you aren't a water sign. So keep that in mind. But this embargo is, hilarious. Johanna said that air trying to understand water is the funniest thing ever. It really is. It really is. If you want to laugh, if you ever want to laugh, just listen, pay attention every time I try and interpret water. Like I'll just get stuck on Scorpio. Every time I channel Scorpio, it's just like, I now have to be talking around it. I could talk about Aquarius or Taurus or Aries all day. I will nail Aries. But once I start talking about Pisces, Scorpio, it's like I feel it, but it's like, it's not fair. And Becky Rose, yeah, Oversoul is part of it. But, the Oreo, Queen, I don't know what you're saying to tell us, by the way. It's kind of throwing me off. I do know you very mindful of the fact that it's totally okay for you to be derailed. Some of you are awakening to the realization that you're certain people you call every time you try and reestablish your spirituality. Don't believe me, like you think I'm just joking. But yeah, some people who you call friends, some people who you actually call, I'm gone again. Wow. Well, this is some bullshit. Okay, maybe I'm still alive. This is now the 3rd time in a row that I'm talking about the Listen here, you alien scum. This message, and you will not stop me. It is. I will not let this interference get in the way. It's really bad. Like, I can't even light this. Every time I light the sage, it just cuts off. Like, people light sage. I've literally seen people light sage, and it stays lit, and they're able to take it around the whole room. I literally can't. Like, it's like there's a spirit blowing it out every time I light it. Like, I live the paranormal. It's really horrible. So, like Khalil said, we do have to meditate. It's pretty frustrating, but a little bit fun too. So that being said, good for fighting. I've seen a roach out of a room because with that being, start to maintain diaphragmatic breathing. For those of you that really listen to what I say, I've said in broadcast, Gemini is a portal. The reason why it's easy for mutable signs to go through interference is when I'm channeling this, I'm opening a portal. So this is what is making a lot more obvious and easy for all this to kind of happen with me. It's totally normal, but yeah. So start to maintain diaphragmatic breathing, but I'm going to finish saying this message because it's very important. There's a clear reason. So, but like I was saying with Pluto and Scorpio, I'm not going to reveal the secrets of Pluto. I'm going to say that right now. I was going to reveal the secrets of Pluto, but I'm not going to reveal the secrets of Pluto. There's something called an embargo. But one thing that they keep interrupting that I cannot tell you is that tell you, or I'm going to just keep going, is, you know, some of you, this is what I started the broadcast off. Some of you are dealing profoundly with maybe feeling stuck. I do not do sprint. They cut me off again. This is fucking retarded. I don't have a sprint. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, don't let any obstacles really blind you to what you're doing. Here's a good analogy that I can say. It's like, see, that's why I'm just going to keep saying it until it works. All right? Every time I say it, it goes flat. So just keep this in mind. The reason why I have to tell you this message is in order for you to understand this week, a lot of you are stuck. And it's not just you. For the first message is that it's not just you. Maintain diaphragmatic breathing, but before we meditate, I really need to I really do just want to say this message. Like I said in the beginning, brace yourselves because this interference happens. So when the interference happens, just treat it like we're on a boat and there's just waves that are moving. Or we're on a plane and there's just a lot of turbulence, okay? But you really need to understand that what looks like you're failing is not failure. This is why this message keeps getting interfered, all right? I'm unraveling the secret behind the confusion that's occurring to you. You're growing spiritually right now and you're evolving on your path, but it may really feel, you may not feel as powerful as you expect to, because it can really feel like you're probably, you know what I'm saying, failing in some aspects. You might be focused on certain things you're not doing right, and it may feel like you're stuck, and that's an illusion. I'm trying to tell you that that is an illusion. This is why this keeps getting interfered, because on your awakening journey, there's honestly so much that you have been evolving through. And since you can't be stopped, if your perception over it, if your system, if your, I'm sorry, if your perception over it can cause you to not see the growth you're making, you're not going to reap as much as you can from a lot of this positive energy. So you may feel like you're stuck. Don't really have much to show for it. Some of you feel like you've been walking this awakening path. Some of you feel like you're not really getting that connection to spirit, and that you've been doing a whole lot of what you've been doing in vain. A real intergalactic spiritual warfare. Period. Damn it. A lot of you are placing a 3D sphere of protection. There's been moving that is this, by the way. This is to actually get you to take real action. How many of you truly believe that if you were to cast a seal of protection over yourself, you're protected? You actually believe that if you intend to do something that you may not see is happening, it's still happening. This is what's separating those of you who really walk the spiritual path with those of you who don't. This is what's separating clarity and intent and a strong will. Those of you who don't necessarily, you know what I'm saying, okay. Well, this interference is actually good. Really my point. Do you hear me and see me, or is it completely cut off? Because we are completely lagged. It's telling me that I'm still live, so I'm just gonna keep going. But the reason why I'm kicking on, you have to see this interference to believe it. Like, this isn't it. I can tell you that I'm being interfered, but if you experience it, you see what's happening. So I'm not going to do this meditation yet. Yeah, we're about to do this meditation, but I clearly need to like drill this in. Okay. Start. All right, we're back. So once again, um, so Mercury is not Mercury. Trust me. This isn't even single. This is a paradigm. Oh, yeah, we're back. So there are people who are actively worried about that. Um, it is what it is. I'm gonna just say it again. Honestly, I have time. I have time. If y'all think I'm going anywhere, I'm not going anywhere. So I have time. I'm not. I have nowhere to be. This interference can happen for the next 2 hours. Like I got y'all. Like I'm here. It is what it is. But I'm gonna say this one more time. This is not everything. Doesn't happen to everyone at once. But think about your experience. What's kind of like occurring to make you practically bring out the more realistic implications of your spiritual path. All right, how many of you realistically, how realistically do you get things? And I'm using Reiki as symbolism for anything that's kind of out the norm, not really just like used to, because this is what is breaking out for you right now. And yeah, so regardless, like I said in the beginning, and like I'll keep saying until this interference stops happening while I say it, okay? Some of you are, some of you, it's a lot of you. You really want to keep in mind, you're going forward, but you're not getting any closer to your destination. It may feel like you're actually like moving and progressing along your path, but you're not necessarily like gaining any greater understanding. It's more of an illusion than you think. I could tell you with confidence, if you're waiting for an evolution or for something to happen that is going to show you that you've grown, chances are you have already grown. All right. And what's important to understand is what may seem like the darkest before dawn for you is actually you coming out into this. You really want to think a really bad example is like a cocoon, all right, where you know nothing but darkness in that cocoon. And then this is the part where you're ready to break through into that butterfly. The reason why this is a bad example is because you've already done that. Some of you are already flying, but I'm trying to tell you, in the ninja world, there's something called genjutsu, okay? And I have to reference the ninja world because this is even more real in this world than it is the ninja world. In the ninja world, there is a technique called genjutsu. It is an expression of one of the four elements, and genjutsu's chakra and energy to confuse your five senses. All right. In this real world, there's technology, and outside of technology, where it comes from, spiritual energy that can make you see and hear and feel things that you don't see, hear, and feel. In the ninja world with genjutsu, you can be made to feel like you're probably, seeing something you're not seeing. And in television shows or movies, extreme examples of such cases to make it more flashy and to show you what it looks like. But genjutsu at its true form happens a lot more subtly. If someone did a genjutsu, like people in your life who do genjutsu to you all the time, all right? Some of you do it to yourself. The reason why some people do genjutsu to you is because they lie to themselves. So they don't even know. They probably not even purposefully doing genjutsu on you. Some people are purposefully doing genjutsu on you. Some people put on a mask and they purposely lead you on a path because they can see at a high level what you're going through, okay? But, hold on. All this negativity. Thank you. All right, so regardless, with this genjutsu, the true way genjutsu is illusions, the true way illusions happen is with the minute behavioral decisions that you make, you move forward feeling like certain things that you are doing right, you're wrong for doing, or you can feel like you're stuck when you're not stuck. Some of you may be going through a crazy 12th house transit, and that's why you feel stuck. Some of you have Saturn transit in your 12th house, so you're really not stuck because you still are on a rock that's moving like so many light years and a mad miles an hour. So you're ultimately still moving, and even when you're not doing anything, you're still doing the most. This is hangman energy. One is going through an initiation and a hangman energy to where you have to surrender to where you really feel you are, be given space and be prepared to message with all that. You're not really failing. Pluto in Capricorn is truly Pluto in Capricorn is still, sorry, Pluto in see how like I stumbled because Pluto doesn't want me to reveal his secrets. Pluto in Capricorn, yeah, Donzo was able to fool the 4 Kage at the Kage Summit without them even knowing. That's an exact example because he didn't do that much chakra. He just did just enough. There's so many people in your life that are doing that. Like, they're not telling you to stop dreams, but every now and then they'll be like, oh, you can't do that. Like, they're just very slow, very subtle. I know there are people in my life. There are several people in my life who do that, except I know who they are. I know when they do that, and I know how to play dumb because I have to, do certain things with some of these people. But regardless of whether you kick them out of your life or not, this is yourself. You're also doing this to yourself at some level. And it's really important to unveil this. And it's really important to know whether you're doing it to yourself or whether other people are doing it to you. It's to make you doubt yourself. The message of what I was saying in the beginning and why I'm getting interfered again, because it looks like my internet is just to put this in retrospect, I did a reading I was on before and I had no problems with my internet all day. So it's not really like a computer issue. It's not really an internet issue. It was totally perfect until I'm saying this. But the reason why I'm saying this is that, the message of this is you're actually doing a very great job. All right. The whole notion of feeling like you're succeeding or not is very illusory. Don't be too wrapped up on seeing the evidence. Don't be too wrapped up on feeling the evidence. Just know that the spiritual work you are doing is very powerful, and spiritual work is the that you are focusing towards to make you a better person. I really need to beat this over your heads. That was a very violent way to say, but I really need to let you know, because some of you are stopping because you feel stuck. Some of you are like giving up on certain dreams. Some of you are literally giving up on certain stuff that you are so close to achieving because no one really believes in you. No one really, or even if people believe in you, you're just kind of not necessarily like feeling it. You kind of feel like it's in vain. That's the dark forces using genjutsu. Dark forces using genjutsu cannot so powerful. Have an indomitable will, and what you push, they can you're doing is stupid. If you times they can, don't you this person's a sinister one, but psychological indicators, differences you to respond in a negative way. And I'm trying to tell you, no matter how much of a loser, you are not a loser. You are not a loser of great spiritual way. And let me tell you a secret. Whenever you're closed, whenever you start to feel in shame, know that every single thing, and tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay? Every single thing that tries to put you down and makes you feel like you are not as successful as you're meant to be, usually is a voice from someone else. Usually need to impress other people. I'm trying to tell you this because right now in your like Neptunes and Pisces, yo, like we're in the promised land. I'm trying to tell you that regardless of whatever your goals are, regardless of whatever you feel you're supposed to be, you are alive right now. You are successful right now. And you are worth and deserve everything you desire. But do you believe that? Is that just a positive thing that I said? Oh, thank you, Peace Dealer. That was so kind. Or do you really believe this? Is this true? Are you out here still trying to prove yourself to people? Are you out here trying to like, oh my God, y'all, am I still here? Are you really out here like, I can understand, because some of you, it's even worse because it's not so much that you're trying to prove stuff to others. Some of you, you're so hard on yourself, you can't even, other people are trying to show you, you're okay, you're good, but you won't see it. Okay, trying to let you know, like Wingstar, breathing that good ass prana. We're 50 minutes in, and I think I can finally move on. Just remember, like nobody can take this away from you, and just know this war is people constantly trying to take it away from you, and our enemy is not these other people. Our enemy is not these are other people. Our way through it, out of this, is other people. But other people are going to be the channel through which dark forces can express themselves, because not everybody has control over their light. So we're going to do this meditation right now, and we're going to fill our hearts and vessels with light, okay? So maintain diaphragmatic breathing. I think we've gotten rid of the negative influences. That's why things are kind of going much better. Yeah. So like I said, as you breathe, envision white light surrounding you. Envision white light surrounding you so all your chakras can be nourished by this white light. As your chakras are being nourished, as some of you are tearing up, you're releasing positive energy. Pisces is so sensitive for that reason. It's a beautiful thing. As you are absorbing this white light, and I'm lighting a sage, it is okay to walk a different path. It is okay to stand up for yourself, and it is okay to stand up for the beliefs you have. In this world, people will want you to do things for their own ambitions, and you will have your own beliefs on something. It is okay if whatever you believe may not be as efficient, may not be as right as what other people may want you to do. It is okay to still believe what you believe. No, what you believe does not have to, believe it or not, what you believe does not have to make sense. You can stand up for it. Other people don't have to see into the vision of this. You can stand up for what you believe. A lot of you, that's all you have. So the moment you let people take that away from you, all right, especially those of you going through 12th house transits where all you have is faith, all you have is faith, it is okay. Some of y'all are some of you are super psychic, even see into how people are trying to deceive you, but you don't want to call them out on it. And it's okay to still stand your ground. I'm letting you know the devil does not come with their horns. The devil shows up trying to give you everything you ever wanted, trying to be buddy with you. Slowly but surely, they'll change the person you are where you can't recognize yourself because you didn't want to stand up for yourself, or even if you did stand up for yourself, you know what I'm saying? But what you're doing right now is fighting past that, and you're succeeding. You owe yourself all the praise in the world. Have to be that extra. It's Leo season, so it could be, but you owe yourself more than a pat on the back here. You have gone through some very important tests, and as this white now slowly turns into red, feel yourself, feel your root chakra. Feel your root chakra start to activate. Mind you, you're still breathing and activating air to your spine. Bloody moves. Nobody is really dark. There's light in every single zodiac sign, and there are dark sides to every single zodiac sign. So the distortion of such an energy is more what's being spoken on. But you're still right. It's kind of different. Let this red light slowly start to turn into orange. Your sacral chakra being activated. Breathing life, because the life is in the breath. You're still breathing life into your chakras and into your energy. When people talk about chakras, another name for God is your chakras. So you kind of have 7 different lords or gods or dimensions that are mainly within you. So right now in the sacral chakra, as the orange turns into yellow, feel the power center or the willpower, solar plexus chakra being activated. While this is all happening, I need to tell you, when you evoke energy and when you fight darkness, all right, when you fight the impurities, let me not say darkness, when you fight impurities, when you actually combat energy and you banish energy, nice. Command this and I banish this, and you exercise your willpower, it's important to know that just because it doesn't happen instantly, it's not working. This is a message that I'm being drawn to share to some of you, because some of you feel like if you heal, or if you put up a shield, or if you try and banish negativity, some of you feel that if it doesn't happen within the first 5 minutes, that it's not working. And that the opposite is true. Ooh, this is lighting for real. It is working. It actually is working. This is important to know. This is why you have to keep your mind focused on it. All right. Some of you may have to take a good 15 minutes before you get the result. But I'm trying to tell you, don't be put off just because it seemingly doesn't work at the moment. You want to be focused. You want to stay focused. Woo! I can't believe I had a problem like this before. Like Olivia Cabrera said, we want immediate healing. Let me tell you the story again about how I started believing in Reiki again. Because when I healed myself, I actually healed myself of sinus. To this day, and this is what like gives me chills, like the fact that I did this means you can do this too. This is not just something I only have, okay? Like the fact that I don't even need antibiotics for my nose again, maybe it's because I have a big nose, but I had a selenite wand. It was bigger than this. It was this. And another selenite wand. I didn't have any access to medicine. I couldn't breathe out this nose because it was blocked because of sinus congestion. And all I could do was put my hand here and heal. And Olivia Cabrera said something very important. I used my right hand to blast energy there, right? Olivia said we want immediate healing, okay? And I didn't have time to think of how long it took me. Trust me, it didn't just happen after like 10 seconds. I had my hand on here for a good like 15 plus minutes. And it was only until like 15, 20 minutes that I noticed, hey, this is actually starting to leave. And it didn't leave and come back like it usually did. It didn't even fully heal. Like I still had to do it for another day. So by the time the antibiotics came in the mail that my mom sent, I didn't even need it. I didn't even need it. Because that's how strong you are inside. This is the awakening they are wanting to prevent. There are extraterrestrial species that do not want us to awaken to our true power. So they have, over time, and have segmented and programmed our reality. So our pineal glands are decalcified. This is not human beings that are doing this. It's not some evil conglomerate family who's controlling the whole world. It's much bigger than us. It has always been much bigger than us. So keep that in mind. And as the orange light starts to turn green, let this activate your heart chakra. And the reason why this is a real warfare, yes, Camera Campbell, they are using physical bodies. Nothing new though, definitely something that's always been. There are extraterrestrial and angelic forces who fight for humanity. All right, there are gods and goddesses who protect and defend humanity and protect and defend free will. Just like there are human forces that fight amongst each other. This is a true warfare. This is why you have spirit guides that engage and fight for you at all times. I need to show you a powerful image. Hope I find it. Oh. Oh, I can't find it. It's a very powerful picture though. But as the green turns into Blue, picture, now feel your throat chakra being energized. This is it. This is it. Okay. So feel your third eye chakra being energized. With that being said, this is the image that I want to show you. Sometimes you don't even realize what God is doing for you. So this person's just walking depressed, but this angel's fighting this demon, this angel's fighting this dark force, this angel's fighting this dark force, this angel's fighting that dark force. It is real out here. Let me tell you something. There's really more than two, but just for the convenience of this message, there's two types of people. You either really believe that, or that's just the concept for you. It's either just a concept, or you really realize. I hope you all saw that picture. You know what I'm saying? How real is that for you? Is this something that's really real? Because if it's truly, that's the whole 12th house, third house. If you want to understand the secret behind the third house, the sixth house, and the 12th house, it's how much do you really believe this? Because if you really believe this, your whole movements will be different. You'll be cleansing your space everywhere you go. You will cleanse your space of your vibrations around you. Some people believe it. Spiritual warfare is just, only crazy people believe that. Some people think that you're being paranoid if you make yourself aware of vibrations. All right? How do your actions really help you do this? Let indigo now change to violet and feel your crown chakra being activated. All right? You have spirit guides. You have spirit guides that fight and protect you at all times. So the more positive you are, the more positive, like you have to really think of yourself in the trenches, or you just have to really think of yourself very positive. All right. Even though you may be going through negative stuff, the more positive you are, that's more light they have to fight for you, as opposed to being thrown in depression. And it doesn't matter how positive you are. Sometimes you're going to have to battle depression, but that's why it's called a battle. Sometimes you're going to have to feel those waves of negativity. But remember these words so that you remember who is boss, who's in charge. That's you, okay? Some people can get intoxicated by negativity. Some get intoxicated by their own depression. And they actually secretly like being negative because that's something that feeds them. Because they've been so used to being negative, now they're afraid to be positive because they feel like if they are happy, it'll get taken away from them. That is not a right attitude. You have to be courageous. That's why about courage. You have to be courageous to stay positive. And it has been exposing how weak some of you are. And that's okay to embrace, because the opposite potential of awakening to your strength is just as powerful. All right. That being said, change into white and let all your chakras be nourished once again. Pisces priestess said, we all just need to laugh more often. That's very true. Laughter is the best medicine. So when you find people, this is how subtle it is. When you find people who are a little bit too serious and they don't know how to laugh at little things, it's not that they're offended at your joke. It's that dark forces want to keep the vibration negative. Like, I've literally seen this. I was on a plane ride before with someone who just wouldn't stop laughing. Like, she would keep on cracking jokes with this person in front of her. She was loud and obnoxious. I didn't even get to her zodiac sign, but she was just like everything thing, ha 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 ha. And like, it was kind of it to even to you, even to the average person, that might be annoying. Like, I even saw somebody like give her an evil look, although she was really, I was right next to her. I was sitting right next to her. And that was the most beautiful thing, because even though it may have seemed annoying, even though some people might have needed to rest and she was being loud, she was raising the vibration of the whole plane just because she was positive. I bet Money King John, I really think she was a Sagittarius, and she could even tell other people were cut. She even said that. She even mentioned on the plane that before she was all like, "Hey, smile, we're going to Vegas," and the person just gave her the person just gave her a weird look. So she was like, "Okay, don't smile. We're still going to Vegas." And the person next to her started laughing, like she was on it. And even though, you know, it's not like everyone in the plane was happy, but I didn't go to sleep that night because I had to go back on a flight because my flight got canceled. Just because she was that positive, I even got in the conversation too. Like, they were cracking jokes. They were like harassing this poor dude too, calling him because he was built. So I didn't go to sleep, but I had so much energy because she was so vibrant. I distinctly know it was because I was next to her. Like, I didn't even, before I even felt like sleeping, we landed. Like, that's how beautiful positivity is. It really is a decision. It truly is a decision, and you don't always have to be extreme. Whenever you get depressed, whenever you feel negative, sit in that negativity and do that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, make sure you don't let it ever take you over to where you can't not ever be positive again. And really, so it's hard for me to say just stay positive, because we really live with people who don't like being positive. Like, there's some people who would rather choose not to be positive because they're dark. And treating people like that with kid gloves, like they don't know what they're doing, because chances are they want to drag you down in the dark too. Now that you've energized you, for those of you still maintaining the breaths, I want you to envision white light in the universe from your heart, though. And for some of you, you can also feel it in your crown. Aphrodite said, when Naruto almost got consumed by the Kyuubi, Kushina came in and raised his vibration with pure love and laughter. Trust me, be very suspicious of people who can't laugh. I always like to crack stupid jokes. Not because I like to tell stupid jokes, but I like to see if people genuinely laugh at them. Because if you genuinely laugh at a stupid joke, you have a pure heart. Like, or people who just don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how I kind of gauge people really nice like that. But regardless, feel this light beaming down your heart and filling your whole vessel with light. Feel this light beaming down your heart, and you should feel yourself vibrating faster or just more vibration. Take as much time as you want with this as well. Feel your light. Even after you feel full, I want you to still feel this light, like filling up your vessel, okay? Because I told you in Cancer season that we really kicked off this spiritual war that has always been raging, but now it's like you're on the battlefield. The 4 zodiac signs on the battlefield, like on the field, are Aries, Cancer, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. These 4 signs are on the field. These 4 signs are on the field feeling the vibrational warfare. These are the ones having to deal with getting gaslighted. These are the ones having to see people do psychic stuff and get away with it. So I'm just letting you know, it's very important that you integrate those 4 signs within you. This means your heart, your identity, your sincere feelings, and your deep core is at warfare on the battlefield. Okay. Sun or moon there. The sage is getting to my eyes, my bad. So as you feel this light, into your heart, someone said, yay, not Gemini this time, but that's not true. Gemini is on the battlefield because our 3rd house is Leo. So every time we express our truth and our ideas, we get attacked like heavy. But it's all good because we still brush it off. It's just you know, being on the battlefield. It is what it is. But regardless, feel this light recharging your energy body, and really filling you up. Okay, and as this happens, as this fills you up, as you actually gain more electricity, I'm going to go into Sagittarius. Honestly, can never catch a break. They kind of curse some of y'all Sagittarius. Spiteful people. Sagittarius has this bad habit of just ends with people who secretly hate them. Since you see everything, you can just take things at first glance. But you're around this cursed Sagittarius to where the moment they stop and catch a break apart in their life, and in order to move past the curse, they just have to keep on pushing. They just have to keep on moving. And life is just a constant party. And Sagittarius is always happy. But what people are excited Sagittarius is the moment they stop being happy, the moment they get in their feelings, the moment they stop joy, it gets really dark really quick. It's like you turn off the lights and the light that was keeping away the negativity is finally gone. Yeah, it's really screwed up because that curse isn't supposed to be there, but that's what happens to Capricorn and Scorpio. That being said, feel this use this energy to fill your heart with light, and from your heart, feel yourself being energized. We are going to step into the Peace Mobile, and before we step into the Peace Mobile, I told you we off in Cancer season in a more deeper way because our emotions are now being scrutinized, so that you're either being emotionally manipulating against it in all areas of your life. So it's not just one major person you're having to fight. Now we're entering into Virgo season, my friends, and this is where the fight for your perception takes on a greater level of effery, all right, fuckery. And now that we're in Leo season, you want to continue to have integrity in the love that you express, but let me just warn you moving forward, no matter how much, no matter how low you feel at any point, no matter how much you feel like pointless, know that the awakening path you got set on is going to define the life you live. But whether you feel like you've caught a break or not, you're not being led down this path for no reason. All right. Aside of the Scorpio embargo, a huge feature of this away, especially those of you going through intense 8th or 12th house transits, I'm talking directly to, are being led down a path that incorporates something you may not be able to see, especially if you're just a Pisces. Some are dealing with certain things that, it's just your vision. Some really tapping in those power, and it's a very moon card in the tarot. It's like you're walking down the shadow path and removed so much from people. It's something that it's so close, but it's so far. This is you walking in the spiritual realm while you're still awake in the physical. you're actually being aware of your physical presence in the spiritual realm while you're still awake. That is allowing you to sense things that are not so visible to the human eye. This is what's allowing you to feel yourself either getting attacked. As you start to awaken more so this awareness of your spiritual energy, it's very important that no matter what you feel, you sense, you still keep your sanity and you still keep your confidence in yourself. Okay? This is very profound, potent, and important, because if you let yourself fall in the temptation, the negativity, instead of just stay calm and move forward, then you're going to lose yourself and allow yourself to be possessed by the negative. Sometimes you lose yourself to the dark forces and you start to be negative, but the light will come back and remind you again. And it's always going to come from opening your heart and feeling love. There's some people in this world who cannot open their heart because it's either been broken so many times or they've never in their life known love. And so they're nothing but channels of evil, because when you don't love, you become evil. When you do not love, the opposite of Christ is Antichrist. When you do not love, the absence of that light is darkness. Whenever you feel yourself caught up and the negativity is overwhelming you, here is one key you can use. All right, if I get interfered, let me know. Here is one key you can use to get you through this, and it's only your belief that it's working that'll make it work. Because you can do the meditation, but if you do not believe it, then it's not going to help you. Activate your breath. Activate your breath. Whenever you feel yourself, Peach Princess says, if love turns you negative, that's blasphemy. It is impossible for love to turn you negative. It is literally impossible. And that's one thing that I see dark forces do to people. It makes you disbelieve in love. There's a lot of people that will tell you love is why. Love is impossible without pain. It's impossible to have real pure love in this life. Love leads you to your heart being broken. That's not true. That's not love. A lot of you deal with people who say they love you, but it was never truly love in the first place. You might have shared very compassionate, affectionate emotions, but sharing sexual or compassionate feelings with someone is different than actually loving someone. When true love is in the play, it makes you a better person. That's the evidence of love. You see it. All right. This is why love is Leo and feelings are emotion. Like, you may feel good, but that doesn't mean that that's love. Love is pure. If people distort the intent of love, right? That doesn't make it love. That was the issue. That makes it the person who thought they knew what love was, but couldn't. And here's an example. If you're in a chemistry class and the science teacher that you're learning from basically screws up your understanding of science, it's not that science is false. It's that that teacher didn't teach it right. And so you have, but they don't even know love themselves. That doesn't mean love is the one that far. So that's a good question. I'm not trying to single you out. This is something that most people kind of deal with. And this is why it's important to believe in love. There's two types of people. There are people who really believe in love as a real force, or there are people that when you tell them about love, they just shrug it off like, oh, whatever, grow up. That's a young person's ideal. And those people are cold and bitter inside. If you want to know who's very cold and bitter, talk to them about love. Do they believe it? It is impossible to believe in love and not get inspired to know that it's something that builds up in your heart every day that you're supposed to share. Love is all about fire. So it's not something that you expect first. It's something that you give without expecting anything in return. The moment you start trying to put conditions, like there's some people who cannot love unconditionally. There's some people who are still thinking, well, you have to have some boundaries because if you just love someone unconditionally, what if they hurt you? What if they do something that you don't like? Then you don't understand love. What if a 2-year-old child hurts you? Are you going to stop loving that child? Because some parents are like that. Some parents will stop loving their babies just because they're not doing what they want. That's not love. All right? The love of the creator, where you are a growing human. You think God doesn't want to murk you? Forget the Old Testament where they make God out to be someone who just like can't stand impurity. That's not God. God beams the sun down on you. It's love. Whether you're a criminal, whether you're an upstanding citizen, God never stops loving you because it's that love that nourishes you and gives you the free will to even make a bad decision. That's real love. Love. All right. Forget all these people who act like they know what love is, but they can't even prove it with their actions. They can't even they can't, their love is so conditional and fickle. Once you start doing things that aren't really helping them, they stop loving you. They stop talking to you. They just wanted to use you. All right. Just letting you know, it's really out here. Peach Princess says, if you were never loved even by your family, but you still believe in it, how do you fix that? Everyone I gave my heart to stomps on it. Peach Princess, do you know what you do? You still love, because we live in a cold world where most people do not know love. And it's really stern to say it's not easy. And anything that requires true love is. So that was one of the best questions that have ever been asked, because some people have never really known love. And if everywhere you keep going, people break your heart, some of you have to realize you're in a remedial class, okay? Some of you teach a remedial class. Some of you were blessed with the biggest heart ever so that you can show it to the right people. And 9 out of 10 people will probably stomp on your heart, but there's going to be that 1 out of 10 person who actually is changed by your love, and you did it for that 1 out of 10. But we live in a society where if it's not happening to everyone, then it's not successful. Where if everyone doesn't acknowledge it, then it's not important. And all you have to do is keep loving, because the true power of your heart and love cannot be hurt. And don't worry, that's easier said than done. So it's, if you feel that pain, that's all part and parcel of being human. And there's nothing easy about this, but that's also teaching you to gain strength, because the moment you give up, the moment you decide that it's not worth loving, because trust me, a lot of people have been in your position, Peach. A lot of you have been in that position and they've decided, screw it, I'm going to turn bad. I'm going to let this turn me evil. You have now lost the reason you walked this path. All right. And that's all the dark forces are wanting to do. They're trying to job everyone like, oh, well, all right, let's take away what they want. They'll start cursing you. So just letting you know, this is why love is ruled by Leo and its strength. Okay, in order to access love, you have to have courage, you have to be strong, because it takes true inner strength and courage to love somebody who doesn't even love you. All right, some of you think that love means doing things for people. Some of you feel that love means taking care of people and doing whatever they want. That's not love. Love is showing up for somebody and expressing who you truly are, not judging them for their shortcomings, but giving that unconditional peace of your heart, not putting on a mask, but loving them. This doesn't mean that you're going to get in their life, because you still have to place boundaries. And sometimes you can love someone unconditionally and allow them to suffer and go through what they're going through. because they have to grow from that. But you can still love them unconditionally, give them your time, support them. Because some of you, this gets twisted on your head. Some of you feel like, well, I do everything for this person, so that means I love them. No, that means you're either getting taken advantage of, or you like being used. You have to love yourself and place the right boundaries. So you know that. This is why you can unconditionally love anybody, even someone who hates you, even someone who's done bad against you, because you actually understand the power of love. And I've seen this in my life. Anyone who truly understands the power of love and their heart, they're not afraid of anything because it's a real vibration. And I've yet to see anything in this life that is more powerful than love, because love changes people. It may not change it instantly, and it's not your job to change them instantly, but it's your job to carry that love in your heart, whether you see what it's doing or not. And let me tell you, it's easier said than done. So after this broadcast, you're probably going to be challenged to spread love to the last person that you want to spread love to. And that's going to make or break whether you're really spiritual or not. So that being said, before we hop into the Peace Mobile, I will be doing the webinar in 2 days. Like we did this meditation before, we're going to incorporate our higher self in this webinar. So it's totally worth it to show up for the webinar. Totally worth it. Mercury retrograde may be coming next week. And in this webinar, we're going to do the special meditation. If you join me, the New Moon and Leo webinar, we did a special meditation where we went to our soul sanctum. We called in our higher self, our future most greatest self, and we drew this energy in our hearts. So this energy has been cooking up in your heart for a good 2 weeks, all right? When we go back to the soul sanctum in the full moon in Aquarius webinar, we're going to bring this out. And we're going to gain a message from this higher self, because it hasn't just been chilling in your heart for nothing. You've been carrying and cultivating that energy, okay? So for those of you who haven't seen the New Moon and Leo webinar, I recommend you still get that before you come to the full moon one. But even if you just come to the full moon one, it's still going to be jam-packed with great knowledge. And this is what brings us to the galactic revelation. What is going to occur this week with the moon transiting Aquarius? All right, well, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries is we're getting ready for a huge blast. For those of you who are very in tune, if you notice, whenever the moon kind of transits past Sagittarius, that's how it kind of awakens you to the higher facet and energy of the also, and once it, once it moves forward, it enlightens you quite profoundly to the energy that kind of, the government does really surprise us, that kind of really makes you very aware of the higher energies, the higher forces and higher beings that really govern. So as such, when the moon is in these higher moon signs, you can sense spirit guides more, you can connect with the divine more, and all that groovy stuff. Why this is important during a intergalactic eclipse, whenever we bridge Leo and Aquarius, we're opening our awareness up of higher frequencies, extra dimensional and extraterrestrial frequencies. This galactic revelation is going to not only reveal your place in the cosmos, but it's also going to reveal your influence over those, or with those you interact with, and over your own inner psychic abilities. If you think about it, every single day this week, the moon is going to be aspecting incredibly powerful orbs. In Capricorn, it's on Pluto. In Aquarius, it's going to be on the South Node, opposite Leo. In Pisces, it's going to be on Neptune. And in Aries, it's going to be on Uranus. So this is, every time we come to this, there's huge realizations, huge evolutions and shifts. It's just now that we're in Leo season where your heart is starting to activate. There's a special chart where oh, Miriam Zaidani, thank you so much. I completely forgot. Let me revisit that. But thank you so much for reminding me. There's a different awareness of what's coming because your heart's really the start of all this. So like I was saying before, whenever you feel off balance, whenever you feel surrounded by negativity, and whenever you feel like you're about to get taken over by, anything that's dark or anything that you feel is knocking you off balance, ground and center yourself again. And you ground and center yourself by taking deep diaphragmatic breaths. You breathe all the way down to your belly and feel that stream of air cleansing your chakra. Focusing on your breath is going to focus you again. And keep breathing. Until you feel yourself tingly. And then even after, this is you activating your breath and taking your power back. Trust me when I say, some of you won't even feel like breathing. You're just going to be like, no, I don't even want to breathe. That's the dark forces making sure you don't take your power back. Okay? And you know what? I hope I sound like a child. I hope I sound like a kid when I'm like, that's the dark forces. That's the dark forces. Because it's really real like that. I hope I sound paranoid to some of you. Like I don't know what I'm talking about because that's really revealing. But the reason why I go out of my way to like dumb things down, not because I think you're dumb, but I still dumb it down and say things in a way where a 2-year-old watching can get it. If a 2-year-old even have the cognitive skills to get it. So just understand, this breath is the simplest thing you can do, and it's everything. It's everything you'd ever need to focus. It's everything you should ever start with whenever you work with energy. So yeah, remember that picture of the angels fighting and you're straight. Some of you can even maintain that breath for the rest of this broadcast. And yeah, once again, we have this jam-packed week ahead of you. And as we step into Sunday and Monday and experience this eclipse, it's going to very potently make you aware of how much knowledge connects us all. This is going to be that period where the people you're talking to are going to reveal so much about yourself, and you're going to be really revealing so much to them about themselves. Then it's going to move into this dreamy energy, and the 8th house influence of Pisces is going to transform the way you experience the divine. This is where you're going to have a lot of supernatural experiences. Some of you will have it this full moon. And then, of course, while the moon is in, this is that blast that's going to empower us. The moon in Aries transit at the end of the week is going to be when you're now become Jaden and become Super Saiyan, and you're really going to feel that energy coming in. There's another way to look at the chart where Leo is the first house, all right? And it goes from Leo, the 2nd house is Cancer, the 3rd house is Gemini, the 4th house is Taurus, and the 5th house is Aries. That means Leo is the true first sign and Virgo is the last sign. It goes backwards, right? Pisces would be the 6th, and then Gemini would still be the 3rd and Sag the 9th. Hey, but with Leo as the first house, this is kind of borrowing on how your heart, the first thing that is created, your heart is the first thing that is created, and especially when the cells split for when you're pregnant, first it's the heart that's made, and then your throat, right? You start to develop your speaking organs, and then the rest kind of come into fruition. So before you really come into Aries, everything really starts in your heart. This is like the true new year right now, in an occult sense. And what's being inspired with is setting you forth to now your energy body is ready for you to actually experience the divine supernatural things. A lot of you, if you just saw a spirit, if a spirit took off its invisibility cloak and you saw it, if your eyes opened and you saw half of the energies around you, you would go crazy. You would go, some of you would feel very scared. And you would be like when you were a kid and you were going to be like, I don't want to see anything, God. Like, unfortunately or fortunately, we're all headed into collective evolutions to where you actually have to see this. So what's going to happen is now that we're in Leo season, your mind, your emotions, your inner, are ready to experience these higher vibrational realities. And this is the week where you're going to start to see into more the psychic awareness. And the reason why this is vague is, even though there's a lot of people watching this, some of you are already past that in your spiritual path. Some of you, you've kind of already like experienced this, and you've definitely already like, you know, this isn't new to you. Some of you, this is going to be new to you. Olivia Cabrera said, you're going to meet lovers from a past life. That is 100% true. That is 100% true. Venus is still in Cancer, so this is going to really key you quite greatly into how amazingly you could feel the connection. This is a great time to feel spiritual connections. I started to realize Virgo moons are very seductive without even trying. But yeah, the more time I spend with a Virgo moon, the more and more close to them I feel. And I'm about to start curving you Virgo moons because I'm not trying to catch any feelings right now. No, I'm joking. That being said, I'm going to draw cards for the zodiac signs. I keep on sleeping on Cancer and Taurus, especially. I really keep on sleeping on Cancer and Taurus. It's dangerous. You know how you'll just like chill with a Cancer or a Taurus and like they start, it's like after you chill with them for like the third or fourth time, they start to get more and more attractive. It's like, hey, wait a minute, what's going on here? And I've learned it's a water and earth thing. That's why they like consistency and repetition. It's an elaborate plot. Before you know it, you're in love with them. Yeah. Jaiwan, I'm going to be a complete hater because I'm still a Capricorn moon at the end of the day. I need to control my feelings. I'll just show you. Aries, the card that I have for you, week's galactic revelation, is the Eight of Pentacles. Cancer, y'all know you do this too. That's Cancer's whole game plan. That's Taurus and Cancer's whole game plan. They just be like, it's okay. I'll just be consistent and stay in their life. They don't like me now, but before they know it, they'll be confessing their love for me. And it is what it is. Y'all are just evil. No, you're not evil. That's why it works. It's not fair. I'm just joking. But Aries, we have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is talking actually about this week you perfecting the work that you do. And not only you perfecting the work you do, you gaining more efficiency in your work. The only clause is that the work you do it really good. Make sure there's quality in it, and it's going to lead to great payout. All right. Taurus, for you, Taurus, we have the Seven of Cups. So you're going to be in various states. This is talking about really being aware of energy with the altered states of mind that'll occur, because a secret of this card is actually being able to be in a different dimension. And this is going to be the altered state of mind needed for your evolution. But it's also speaking of you doing more research, because you might be a little bit confused by the potential of choices. Your heart may not know who you want to commit to or something like that. And it's saying to do a little bit more research and to not be so caught up on choosing, but to just kind of visualize creatively what you want. This is what's going to help you. Gemini. Gemini, we have the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands is speaking of mild drama, but it's also speaking of not being too caught up on really flaring or waving your ego with some people that may want to like prove they're the best. It's going to be really corny to you, Gemini. So you can take advantage of that, because there's a lot of energy being generated with this like machismo contest. Just kind of allow yourself to brainstorm with the energy. You can kind of take advantage of that viral energy, because 5 is unstable, but it can kind of inspire you to be a bit more aware of how to work with the differences in opinion. Okay. Yeah, no clapbacks. You're gonna feel like clapping back, but it would literally be like clapping back to people too dumb enough to get what you're saying. So it's all good. Karma got you. Cancer, we have the Eight of Swords. And this is just talking about getting bombarded by insecurity. So you're going to go through a wave of insecurity. You're going to start thinking thoughts like, what am I really doing with my life? Do I really deserve that thing that I want? What's really going on? And I'm just letting you know right now that insecurity is not really you. Trust me. Everything that's being brought up is not because you need to be thinking about it. You're not going to be able to stop thinking about it, but this isn't the message for this Cancer, is letting you know that you're probably tapping into someone's energy who is negative. And so because you're tapping into negative people's energy, you're experiencing that as you being negative, but it's not you. It's like you're sharing space and energy, or you're tuning into someone's energy who's negative. So that's making you negative. All right. This is for you, Cancer. You can now, when you now start to feel happy and turn that around, that's going to heal them too, because it's all linked. All right. Leo, I have the same card for you. So know that any random depression is not just depression. And you're probably sharing space with negative people, especially if you live in an apartment complex, or if you live in a neighborhood and you're not in some secluded area devoid of people. Chances are your energy field is connecting with people, and the reason why you feel that negativity is that is the state of energy you're feeling. It's still bringing up stuff that you yourself are insecure about, but it's not coming from your spirit. Okay, just keep that in mind. Don't let any of this stuff bring you down, because it's all an illusion. You're the shit. No one can take that away from you. And that's why people are out here mad and jealous of you both. Virgo, we have the same card as Taurus with the Seven of Cups, which is talking about doing more research, because Neptune is opposite your sun. So people are out here acting like they're really God's gift to Earth when they're just a giant turd who should have been flushed last week, but that hasn't happened. Everything that glitters is not gold, Virgo. And you have to be mindful of people just throwing smoke screens on you. There's some people out here trying to impress you, Virgo, but they're whack. Like, once you really see through the fog, they're ugly. Even though they're like so beautiful, and like, even though their face is mad beautiful, but who they are on the inside is just like straight up ugly. Like, yuck. All right, be very careful, Virgo, because Neptune opposite your sun is going to really tempt you to feel like that. I don't want you to be disappointed, okay? Taurus, it's a little bit different for you, though, because Taurus, for you, this is more altered states of mind leading into a greater activation of your energy. Libra. So far, we've been getting, okay, Libra, we have the Five of Swords. So Gemini had the Five of Wands, and they're just gonna have to deal with obnoxious people all week. But it's not all bad for Gemini, because some of it could be fun, but it's just like being in a mosh pit. For Gemini, it's like being in a mosh pit, and it's like, can we not be so extra? Can we be civil? And you're just gonna be caught up in it. Libra, it's warfare for you, Libra. Libra, you're just gonna have to really like, you know, deal with pettiness, because people are going to be petty at you, Libra, and you're not going to stand for it. You're just going to clap back. And this is what I said before, okay? Libra, you have to clap back. And when you clap back for the Geminis who can't clap back, because we're going to want to clap back and we can't. So clap back for us too. All right. A lot of you are tired of fighting, and it's going to be more, because like the reason why you're having to do this and burn bridges is because if you don't, it's going to establish a precedent that you don't need at this point in the game. So the reason why there's this fight is because there's people who still stand for outdated themes. There's people out here who are still prejudiced against you, Libra, and you're not going to have it. Aaron says Libras are under attack lately. Why? That's because the planet of death, Pluto, is squaring your sun, and Uranus is opposite your sun. So you either have crazy people getting at you or evil people coming at you sideways. And they always say this: Libra is one of the like most important zodiac signs. So they're trying to make Libra people evil. They're trying to make Libra people evil, and they're trying to make Cancer people commit suicide. There's a lot of Cancer suns and moons that they're trying to make commit suicide, and they're trying to get Libra people to turn evil. Because the most dangerous thing is a Libra person who walks with integrity. They're trying to get Capricorn to be evil for that same reason. If they can corrupt Capricorn, then no one's going to enforce justice. So Libras who are walking the spiritual path are being really attacked. Okay, so clap back. Don't do this whole peaceful shit. Stop being like a diplomat. Clap back. You are a Lord of War. But you too, Libra. People don't know that about you because you never show that side. You feel like you have to be diplomatic because the day you get mad, it's a hurricane. Well, you better let that blow. Scorpio. We have the Eight of Wands. So this is going to really open up a powerful sense of blockages, and it's going to advance a whole lot in your life. In this one short week, you're going to feel like 3 weeks passed. It's that kind of week. There's great breakthrough for you, Scorpio. And this is also speaking quite evidently of your ability to really break through certain obstacles because of this awareness. But honestly, Scorpio, make sure you're available because you're going to get a lot more messages on social media or your text messages that you thought, and some of those messages will be important because a lot of people are going to get at you. So keep that in mind. All right. The Chariot. Sagittarius, we have the Chariot. So this is a very important. Yes, Black Love, it will pertain to you. Rising signs do pertain. Sagittarius, we have the Chariot. So this is you moving forth into victory and definitely achieving a lot of success because you're going to ignore distraction and you're going to ignore short-term gratification. This is going to allow you to achieve a lot of what you've been focusing on. Capricorn, we have temperance. Bloody moves. Let me find out. God is, oh my God. Oh my God. I can't. Capricorn, we have temperance. This is saying that, all right, I really feel like temperance is in a special way coming through the realm and veil and being aware of the spiritual and the real world. So you're going to be implementing and bridging the spiritual world with the real world, and you're going to have to come into a unison. Another thing with temperance is this is going to be a week where things come into moderation and balance in your life. Anything that's kind of been chaotic will now come into stasis, okay? Aquarius. Aquarius, just like Sagittarius, we have the Chariot. So you're both going to be riding into victory. This is the card of Cancer, which is the sign that quincunxes both of you. So Aquarius, you're going to find that you're definitely able to achieve a lot and break through a whole lot. All right. Definitely powerful. Definitely positive. Looks like the last half of the zodiac just got all the good cards. What the hell? Pisces, we have the Ace of Cups. Congratulations. You got the best card. So this could be a new love. Pisces, some of you are going to like create a new love situation. This is, and all, whether it's love or not, this is a higher activation of your higher heart chakra. And it's going to be very great because you're finally going to connect with people who finally are on your level when it's on love. Pisces, some of you are like engaged in relationships with people already. So this could definitely be talking about, you know, being more available, being more aware of the connection that you have. All right. Yeah, the card that I have for everyone is also the Ace of Cups. So looks like Pisces is sharing the love. We also have the Ace of Cups. This is going to be more a heart awakening though, because of this Leo energy. So you're going to find that you're able to connect with spirit through your heart much more profoundly. Thank you very much, everyone. This is where I end the broadcast. I want to leave you with the energy of light you've been beaming. You either did it or not. Any one of you who did, oh, that makes sense. Any one of you who will and did will feel this shift. Those who didn't, good luck. And yes, I will now be pulling for the super chatters as a token of my gratitude. Ooh. Oops, wrong way. So we'll be starting with Dax. Thank you very much, Dax. Dax, the card that we have for you is Holiday. The answer you're looking for can be found during a vacation, retreat, or holiday getaway. Nancy. We have daughter. The answer to your question involves your daughter. So if you don't have a daughter, this may entail or highlight another significant feminine figure who's way younger than you, who you may not even see like a daughter, but probably holds that vibration, okay? To be or not to be. We have healing, healed, and healer. Healing energy surrounds you and this situation. Khalil Lewis. Khalil is actually who I drew daughter for last time. This time we have patience, please, for Khalil. What you're asking for is coming about. Have patience, as there are unseen factors that need to occur first. Thank you, Fiona. I don't really hate Pisces, only on Mondays. I only hate Pisces on days that end with Y, that's all. Other than that, I completely love y'all so much. Queen. Simply reading, that's a good question. I don't know how I did remember that. But Queen, we have affirmations. To lift up your thoughts and energy and to attract what you desire, use positive affirmations. Lena K. Luna G, I don't hate Sagittarius. I'm just very hard on Sagittarius, all right? The day Sagittarius, never mind. Jen Goodwin, the Sag curse, I think, the Sag curse is implemented from Saturn, okay? There's some powerful shade work out here. There's some powerful shade at work here. Lena K, we have daughter for you again. The answer to your question involves your daughter, okay? Oh, by the way, this is what I do to Sagittarius that drives them crazy. Simply Reen is right. He's just practicing his pettiness. Got to keep them skills up. Simply Reen knows me for some reason. I don't know how. But yes, if you want to piss off Sagittarius, this works on Cancer, but it really sucks with Sag. If you want to piss off a Sagittarius, just be like, just act like you're gonna say something, and then be like, nah, never mind. I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to say it anymore. And then don't say it. Oh my God, they will go so fucking crazy. It's not even funny. They will kill you. All right. That's if you want to like piss them off. Just act like you're gonna say something, and just be like, nah, never mind. This will usually piss off the average person, but it will drive Sagittarius fucking crazy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. And then just be careful, because if you tell them that you were just joking and that you really didn't have anything to say, they won't believe you. They won't believe you. And Pisces does do that too. That's amazing. They won't believe you. So just know you'll drive them down the rabbit hole. Lily E. We have assertiveness. Lily E. We have stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you want to. Only if you want to. Sheena Lynn. Oh, Sheena, oh, Sheena, oh, Sheena. We have Sun. Sheena, we have Sun. Your son is watched over and protected as he explores his world. Sheena, I don't think you have kids. So if this isn't talking about a son you may have, all right? All right, first of all, let's give Aphrodite our gratitude, because he's one of the few who actually practically, expresses the reality of this energy. He just, with this message, I infuse my chakra in anyone, dispelling the skin jutsu with the power of love. Thank you so much, Abadani, because what you did actually works. Like, what you did is actually working. It's important that we acknowledge this. He's a Leo, y'all, so, he's sharing this Leo energy with us. That's really awesome. I really appreciate every time you do that. So, Sheena, this may be a young male influence in your life. I know everyone out here is your sons and daughters because they be acting stupid and dumb and young. But yeah, this could be a future son or, someone who kind of acts like that. Miss Kiki. Miss Kiki, we have emotional healing. As your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. Kimmy Cat 90. Kimmy Cat 90. Wait a minute. Oh. Kimmy Cat 90, we have pregnancy. The birth of a child brings great blessings to you and the world. I love when I pull this card for some people and they're like, no! Why me, God? All right, Clarissa. Clarissa, we have do some. I know, I'm so sorry, Kimmy Cat 90. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. He's like, OMG. Clarissa, we have do some research. You need more information about the situation. Look into it further before proceeding. Kimmy Cat, I feel so bad for pulling that card. Like, this is what almost makes this feel like a roulette. And it's just like, you might not get the, Kimmy Cat, let's hope this is being pregnant with an idea. Not an actual child. The Pratt Pack. Okay. Uh-oh, what happened? Okay, we're back. The Pratt Pack. We have practice, practice, practice. With daily practice, polish your skills and talents and increase your confidence. KBS. I don't wanna. The Pratt Pack, you have to. Even though you've perfected your skill, all that practice is gonna pay off. It's kind of like in those action movies where the person has to do a redundant skill and they're like, what the hell is the point of this, sensei? And they don't know until they're on the battlefield and it's like, oh, it's just so reflex, it pays off now. KBS, we have be yourself. This situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis of your personal power. Selling me with cool movie talk. Oh yes, as I do best. Dax, the card that I have for you. Just to let you know, I'm a super creeper. Like, I'm that dude that will ask you for your time and place of birth on the spot. I'll be like, this sounds really weird, but can I get your time of birth? Like, I have to know your time of birth because I have to know if I was right about your rising sign. And I will know it sounds really weird and creepy, but I just don't care anymore. Like, I just really don't care anymore at this point. This is ridiculous. I'm just so curious. Dax? No, not Dax. Ooh, thank God. I'm about to say, because we already did the card for Dax. Rena J. You said card for me and my significant other and what would unfold. We got pregnancy. The birth of a child brings great blessings to you and the world. I'm like, how is Dax gonna get pregnant? But no, it's Rena J. Oh God. Fiona, the card that we have for you. Fiona. We need the victory mode music. We have your desire is in reach. Have faith as everything is working in your favor. Okay? It's one of the best cards you can get. Everything's working out in your favor. Good job, Fiona. Great job. All right. That means it may seem like it's not working at sometimes, but don't worry, it's almost so close. Rocktober born, the card that I have for you is connect with nature. All right. Khalil Lewis, thank you again for the donation, but it's usually just I usually just pull one card per person as a gratitude. But I do have one question readings if you do want cards for in my store. So that's totally open. But thank you for the first donation. And Rocktober born, we have connect with nature. You're rejuvenated and inspired by spending time outdoors. Parents will speak babies, aren't you? Parents are dangerous. Nicole Arazi is an upcoming trip I'm debating on worth it? Let us see. Is an upcoming trip I'm debating on worth it? John and Jody. Thank you, John and Jalen. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, thank you, Jody. I got you. Nicole Arazi. We got pregnancy. No, I'm just joking. Is an upcoming trip I'm debating on worth it? I have new home, okay? Moving is a step in the right direction for you. So if anything, Nicole, this upcoming trip may inspire you to move to a new place. And Apollodyte, the card that I have for you is vegetarian. A new way of eating gives you more energy, greater health, clarity, and stronger manifestation ability. All right, and Jody. Apollodyte, I feel you. I hate getting, oh, you said, oh, okay, you've been thinking about going veg. I hate when I get the vegetarian card or the diet eating, because then it's like, oh, hell no, I don't, screw you, fairies. I want to eat my meat, but I gotta change. I gotta change. Jody, we have affirmations. Jalen, we have to lift up your thoughts and energy, and to attract what you desire, use positive affirmations. All right. Don't give up the chicken and Apollodyte. I think as long as you just like incorporate more vegetables. I hate vegetables. I'm just joking. I got if they taste good, they good. But yeah, good luck, bro. Because the good news is that being a vegetarian will like increase your manifestation abilities. That there is good luck with that. It's just not fair. Thank you, Lisa Bain. We have autumn, okay? So in the fall season, which is next, the next season coming up, everything comes together and you reap wonderful harvests of abundance. Come on with your bad self. Amen. Okay. Sweet All right, y'all. I also got that for everyone else. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you join me in the webinar tomorrow. I will be going in and explaining how it will affect each sign as well, individually. So that being said, y'all stay blessed and peace.